All right, welcome to the last week of game development. Um, this is a project that I worked on, I think, last summer, and so you're asking. You can see I've got like the get away from me. You can see I've got like some UE elements up there. I've got some glowy stuff. I got lots of procedurally generated uh, foliage. I got some grass. Got particle effects going on there. I've got an AI that will shoot at me. You can see my health is going down. This guy's about to kill me. I died. So, got some god rays over there. So the little stone chin thing spawns these cubes that just float you. I'm not really sure what those are supposed to be, but yeah. So Megan, you were asking about how to make something sort of follow you around. Dang it, where are these things coming from? So I can show you the code for that. That's kind of fun. This is an example of how you could like build a cave into a landscape system. So remember how I said that caves, it's kind of hard for you to make something underneath something using landscapes. Like you can't have bridges, you can't have tunnels, because ultimately a landscape is a 2D picture where white is the highest elevation and black is the lowest elevation. So you have to do something like this where you like put out like some 3D models and turn those into caves. Or you do something like this where you build a door. This is like very much like Oblivion, right? Like you build a door into a cliffside, you click use on it, and then it takes you into a different level, right? That's a pretty common thing. That should be snapped to the ground, shouldn't it? I've got some god rays turned on. You do that by going to your directional light called the sun, and then on the sun, you can turn on light shaft occlusion like that, and that creates just one little click, and you got some god rays, which looks pretty cool. You do bloom to like take them to take them to the next level. That is way too high. Let's turn it way down. Still awfully bright, but yeah, I don't really like bloom because it creates like these artifacts. If you see that flickering glow, I'm not really a super big fan of it. The light shafts look generally better without them. You need to be snapped to the ground. No, it's not snapping. Interesting. Or if it's on like an incline or something. Just stick it down manually like that. Yeah, so I the sun. So light shafts are pretty cool. You can play with these settings to get them kind of looking the way that you like. They interact nicely with volumetric fog as well. You can color them and stuff. What else we got here? So play landscape. I don't know what's going on with that. And kill this guy. Oh! These things coming from. Got a crosshair. You can see that. All right, what else is worth showing to you guys? We got some bush. Dang it! I'm about to die too. I've got some blood splatters. Remember how I showed you guys how you could like add one material to another material? So you can see that I've added. I used some of those masking tricks to create a box that has different segments of it have different textures on it. then I masked some blood splatters on top of that. Let's see what else. I've got a rock here that is actually hollow on the inside. So you can step inside of it like that. And then we got a door. When you hit E, the door opens. And then when you walk away, the door closes. So I got a little use command like that. And yep. And we got a little snowman in there. And cozy little room here. It's kind of cool. So I have E set up as the use command. Let's see. I think there's a platform here. Missed it. I have a little glass thing here. There's a little blocking volume. So I've got an elevator here that goes up. You guys know how to make elevators. There we go. It's nice and dark on the inside. We walk out. You can see I put a little window here just so you can see the light shafts coming off of it. I added some tree assets. They look pretty nice. They're sort of like fantasy trees, kind of like Breath of the Wild style trees. They're not realistic looking trees. Look pretty nice though, I think. Kind of beautiful. I really am missing having sprint on this target, on this project. These things need to be snapped down to the ground too a little better. Actually, what happened was the landscape moved, I think. I let my daughter play with this project, and she actually dragged the landscape, and so like things that were on the ground previous became not on the ground. Walk up here and hit P. There we go. So my daughter built all this when she was like 8 years old, so kind of cool. Some flickering here. It's probably a Z buffer conflict, a Z fighting. So it's a fun thing to do with kids, Megan. Like your kids might actually like Unreal Engine. Like my daughter did all of this stuff here. So, pretty nice, pretty good sensibilities, I think. For an 8-year-old, jump on top here, and then she built this whole upstairs area here. So there's all these props, and all these things are just free art assets that we collected over the years. So she made a little hotel area over here, and some wardrobes, and an area missing texturing, and all this kind of stuff. The water area over here. Yeah, she did all that. It's pretty cool. And let's come over here. So there's one elevator that takes you up to here, and then there's another elevator that takes you up to the 3rd story. Yep. The starting point of it should be a little bit lower, I think. All right. There. And then there's 3rd story, and then there's another elevator for the 4th story. Let's take that up. Nope. Really, this is what happens when you have an 8-year-old make a video game. Some quality of life things like that. Barely. Okay. And so there's like these magical mushrooms up here, and she put some lights inside of the trees, and it's quite pleasant, honestly. It's quite pleasant. And then over there, she built a water temple. Let me hit escape and just fly over there. Increase the camera speed a little bit. And so she built this whole area too, and you can see the landscape moved, right? The thing got dragged over. So there used to be waterfalls, I think, like actually attached to the ground properly. But she built all this, like each column she put in place and textured and made all these things here. So kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's a fun little art project. There used to be a waterfall here as well. There's the waterfall. You can see how far the landscape moved. Then we got our ocean out here and stuff like that. So this is a fun little project here. The basic idea of the game is you run around and it spawns these like Terminator boxes that just float after you and explode into you. So let me show you how to do that. So Terminator box, there we go. And these things are super basic. They don't use the nav system at all. No nav meshes, none of that stuff. All the Terminator boxes do is they're literally a box, and it's just funny having them be boxes, honestly. So every tick, it grabs the player, gets their location, subtracts the difference of the two. That's a displacement vector. That is a vector pointing from the origin of the box towards the origin of the player. It normalizes that, so it creates a unit vector of 1 centimeter long pointing at the player. It then multiplies that 1 centimeter times its speed, which is variable, which is 500 centimeters per second. I believe it travels 5 meters per second. And because we're doing event tick, remember the trick with event tick is that if you have a higher frame rate, the thing will move faster. And so what you have to do is use delta seconds. Delta seconds is how long it has been since the last frame. And you always multiply that in. If you multiply delta seconds in here, then if you have a higher frame rate, the amount of time since the last frame is smaller. And so it normalizes. And so you will always travel at a speed of 500 centimeters per second, no matter if you have a high frame rate or a low frame rate. So multiplying delta seconds in normalizes the speed, and then we're just adding a world offset, which changes its position. And so basically we're just adding that to our root. And that's it. So basically every frame, it moves towards the player at a rate of 500 centimeters per second. And then over here, we've got event hit. So if it touches something, it does some sort of particle explosion thing. If the person we hit is the player, then they take 10 to 30 points of damage. And so we just use the damage system to inflict damage on the player, and we destroy ourselves. So the thing explodes in this giant electrical thing like that. And if we're hit by anything else, it does not. Yeah. So if it's a person we hit, then they take damage. If it's not a person we hit, then we just destroy ourselves. So that's why the boxes vanish if you shoot them. So, landscape. I know the landscape's all messed up. Okay. All right. So if we hit the boxes with anything but oh, yeah, right. This used to be like an underwater area or something like that. Ah. These guys. Ah. Okay. So Megan, basically this approach here is something you can do if you want to have something follow you. Okay, so let me screenshot that for you. And this is basically instead of having it like damage the player, if you want to have somebody following you, if it's floating, this is like flying code, right? Like the things fly through the air towards you. Then that's one way you can do it. Otherwise, if you want it to stop when it gets close to you, then you can use the nav mesh system and just say like if you take the location of the player, you take the location of the pet or whatever it is that's following you, and you say if the distance would be computed by doing length, right? Vector length. If the length of the distance between the player and the pet is less than 500, if you're within 5 meters of the player, stop. You can just do like stop moving or something like that. Stop. What is it called? I don't know. You can look it up. Like there's a command to just stop moving entirely. So the thing will nav toward, like just have it nav towards the player, and then every tick, which is again not great coding style, but whatever. If you only have one, it's not a big deal. Every tick, it just checks to see if it's within 5 meters of the player, and if it is, just tell it to stop moving. And there you go. You're done. Yeah. And then you'd have a pet that would follow you around. And then rather than doing this, rather than manually moving it with event tick, you can use the nav mesh code that we did earlier in the semester for it, and you just nav it towards the player. Let's see here. Security guard. So the security guard here, I think. I don't know if it uses the nav mesh. I don't think it does. So if it's true, okay, it move towards. Yeah, it just uses it just changes its velocity directly, or its location directly. So every tick, it will move towards the player. So at a current speed of 2 meters per second, again multiplying in delta seconds, it just changes its offset. So it just tries walking towards the player when it has this parameter set to be true. If it's dead, it doesn't. That's important. That's a source of fun bugs right there. I had code for a demon in Quake that didn't check to see if it was dead, and so you could blow it up, and the body vanishes, but the head was the actual demon, and so the demon wasn't checking to see if it was dead, and so every frame it was like trying to bite the player, and you'd see it like making these sounds like trying to bite the player. It's just a severed head on the ground, and it can't move. But occasionally like it would trigger the code to jump, and so you'd have this head just like leap through the air at you every so often and go and then it's like the head would just pop at you, and you're like you can't kill it anymore because it's already dead, and so you just have these like weird glitchy like demon heads just like launching themselves at you, and you're just like, I don't know what to do here. This is not what I signed up for. There's nothing I can do about it. So I did get distance like that, but for whatever reason, it keeps going until it's right on top of me. I wonder if start how I was doing because it was working, but not the stopping until it was in my exact spot. Now it doesn't work at all. Yeah. Yeah, basically right here is how far we are away from the player, right? And so if they are, look at this spaghetti, it's fantastic. So if they are within 10 meters, then we go on and shoot at them. If not, then we yell halt and move towards them. So yeah, some good old fashioned non-nav mesh moving code. Yeah, I guess that's about all we got here. Got your standard landscape material that has different materials blended together on it. This one looks actually decently good. This part's kind of bad, but overall, like, it's pretty good look. It's got different levels of like moss and grass and rock kind of blended together. It's pretty good. It's got procedural grass generation. It's got Unreal Water. This part definitely needs to be fixed, but again, you can see how far the landscape got moved by my daughter, because you can click on the landscape and just move it. Like that's a thing you can do. You can just slide the entire landscape around, and she did that by accident, and then everything's like out of position. So, I don't know if I can try and put it back. No, everything's. I mean, the waterfall's back in place, but I think she moved. I think she fixed the temple so that it would be not in the landscape anymore. So like everything's just kind of like wrong now. Here's another material. It's kind of interesting. Again, it's doing like it blends between the different materials based on the flatness of it. We got the moving platforms. Got some missing textures here. Can't blame an 8-year-old for that. Yeah. Kind of cool. All right. Any other questions you guys have? How to do stuff? maybe I'll just like do some asset. Well, I'll do some kit bashing. Like kit bashing is like when you take different models and just kind of slam them together and stuff like that. Maybe I'll just finish this game. What should this game be? What should this be a game about? I know we talked earlier. Like the goal is to like get this vaccine and like I don't know, maybe kill all the zombies or something. We got ammo pickups here. You have to like fly through the rings. I don't know. How should we win? Because right now we don't really have much of a game, right? Like it's just each of the different individual tech demos are just kind of hanging out. So what do you guys think? How should we win? Yeah. So if it's on Pet Brain only and Pet BB, yeah, I mean if it works, it works. We got some ocean spray over here. I'll just hop on to here and just look at some of the different assets that I have. Automotive beach scene. How's that frame rate doing? All right. Not really what I had in mind. Ballistics, add better guns. Different impact particles, things like that. That's kind of cool. Mario. I don't want to get sued for copyright infringement. Bridges, chaos destruction. That's a demo. That's not really things to use. City Park. Use that for city sample crowds. Close combat animations. That could be kind of fun. Dismemberment. These are the trees that I used in that other project. I don't know if you guys can recognize that. Those are the trees that I was using that last one that I showed you. Here's the definition of copyright infringement. What do you guys think? Give me an idea. How should we win? Like I kind of feel like maybe the vaccine should be key to winning. Like maybe we have to fly through the rings. We have to kill the zombies. We have to get the vaccine. Maybe kill the sentry guns. Maybe not. Sentry guns are kind of painful. Kill. Foliage plugin, free furniture. It's like kind of cartoony, I think. Yeah, it's like World of Warcraft ripoffs. There's the hedgehog. Ooh, hedgehogs. I got this for my daughter. She wanted to do Hedgehog World, so I bought her an asset that's a actual hedgehog. Kill the enemies, then get the vaccine. Okay. Good Sky. Ooh, kind of like that one. What do you guys think? Cool assets. It's like maybe. Okay, so maybe like kill the zombies, you get the vaccine, and then it like opens a gateway, and there's like a boss fight or something like that. That could be kind of cool. Let's add that to my project. So this is going to be fall 2022. Add to project, and that's 2 gigs of assets. So we'll see how long it takes to download. So let's just plan this out. Okay. How elaborate does your final project need to be? It needs to have like greater than 0, less than 10. Kind of. A lot of students try and do too much for their final project, and for those students, I try to scale them back. Some students try to do the absolute minimal work possible, and those students I have to like scale up a little bit. That's why I have you guys submit those proposals. I actually read each one of them. And a lot of the comments that I give are like, "Yo, scale it down or scale that up or something like that." If you get no comment from me, it means it's fine. But the scope of a project is kind of the thing that you just kind of have to get an individual answer for. Knowing you, Megan, it's your final project's probably going to be like pretty good, like in terms of like in other words, like pretty broad scope, but yeah. Um, it should be fine. My concern would actually have you doing less, honestly. But, scaling back a little bit, yeah. Day zero DLC, right? Okay, so we got this in here. Maybe let's see if we can find something else. Interactive open world foliage. That's kind of cool. Mini map system. That's kind of cool. There's so much you can do. Ooh, a Kraken. Let's make a Kraken the final boss. What do you think? You can add mantling. We use inverse kinematics. That's an entire lecture right there. That's not a manatee. That's Manate. Doing movies inside of Unreal Engine. That's an entire field. Like you can do just 3D movies inside of Unreal Engine, and I cannot help you with that because I am not an animator. And I mean, I was actually something of a filmmaking major or minor rather in college, but we used actual film cameras and things like that. So can't help you with that. But that's a whole thing that you can learn how to like make movies inside of it. I kind of like the idea of a Kraken, maybe a dragon. A dragon would be kind of cool too. Let's see if we have any dragons in here. Although the danger is, of course, that the search just never works because a company that makes $1 billion a year, there you go, can't actually make a search bar to save their life. You just end up having to scroll through 900,000 million. Try and filter down to see if there's any. Maybe a 747 can be the final boss. What do you guys think? Underground bunker. Hmm. You guys have any other ideas for a final boss? Like, you definitely want to have a lot of assets, but at the same time, like, they don't have a very good organization system for them. Open world RPG toolkit, that could be fun. Yeah, these guys would actually make for pretty good bosses too, maybe. The Paragon assets. Procedural level generator, that's pretty cool. We can procedurally generate monsters. Stone Pine Forest. Ooh, that's pretty. What's that? I'm gonna add that to my thing too. I'll do something with that. T-Rex and dinosaurs. Yeah, I'm looking. I think the Kraken's the best I've seen so far. Valley of the Ancients. That's their whole demo for Unreal 5. Maybe this guy. Like fight a bear or something. Bear dude. What do you guys think? Maybe he could be the final boss instead of a Kraken. What do you think? Vote now. Do you guys want to fight a Kraken as your final boss or this dude here? The bear. You fight for the bear arms. Daddy, why do you make so many dad jokes? Yeah. Okay, we'll do this guy then. All right. Project, and then see how fast our downloads are going. Stone Pine Forest is still going in. Okay, so while that's working, I'm just going to hop back into the game. He looks like a boss, kind of. Whatever. We made our choice. Okay, so hop back into the game, and then maybe over here, like on the backside, like that's where we can like have the final showdown. So I'm going to switch into landscape mode. I'm just going to flatten this stuff out because a lot of times the assets just kind of work better if everything's kind of on level ground. Just kind of smoothing this out a little bit. You can see the terrain just updates automatically because that's why we made that smart material, right? Just cut into it. Okay. And so, City Brass, enemies, environment pack 2. Okay. So let's make a castle. Asia terrain. Let's see what this Asia terrain looks like. It doesn't look very good. Let's undo that. Background grass. Sure, let's throw out some background grass. Doesn't look very good. Asian rocks. They're not like Occidental rocks. Got different components here of a castle. Okay, so we got some walls, we got some towers, and ooh, we got a little like a bridge thing here. Let's do that. Let's where is it? Oh wow, look at that thing. It's interesting. The origin of that is like so far down. I'm gonna just make this kissing the water just like that, and then I'm gonna Alt drag and make a second one and put them together. So now we got a bridge. There's a small amount of Z fighting there. Still. And of course they don't tile properly. Good enough. I'm not going to worry about that. It looks all right. Okay, so there we got a bridge. And let's sculpt the landscape up a little bit here so there's not a drop. So I'm just going to sculpt it. The thing is a little too big. So yeah, let's get a smaller thing. Sculpt it up. So the connection of the bridge to the ground is obscured. And then over here, this doesn't look great. So I'm just going to hold down Shift and just kind of make it more natural looking a little bit. That's what I don't want. I don't want a flat edge there. I just want to kind of like blend it in naturally a little bit. Take this down and then smooth it out. Get those weird edges there. There you go. So that looks a little bit better. Okay. All right. Cool. So we got a bridge, and it is over troubled waters, so we're all good here. Smoothing all this out. So again, I don't really want there to be a lip here. Like, I don't want it to like stop the player. Just trying to make a nice little transition from the bridge over here. All right. So let's get some walls up. Got some windows. No. Oh, it's a. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay. The center of the origin points on these things are really weird. There's probably a reason for that. Like, they probably all share like the same origin point, you know, so that you can just click them all together really easy. This isn't gonna work. So over here. Right at the same level. So if we do this, then I can fix this by just sculpting the land down. Actually, we'll just flatten. So we'll just do this and just flatten it all out, and then we don't have to worry about anything else. So just flatten all this. So you use the flatten tool, and then that just removes the terrain through there. Creates a nice little passageway that we can come in and smooth this down. Maybe I'll just flatten everything. That might actually be easier. Let's just do this. Brush size 1000, and everybody's flat. There you go. Let's make it simple. Make it simple. Just lower everything to that level. And then we don't have to worry about the walls and things like that. Make some more room in here. That's kind of a natural looking, but using the smooth tool so we don't have those obvious artifacts. Like people can see that that's a place where you were like messing with the landscape, right? And so I'm just coming in here with the smooth tool. Oh, you can see there's water exposed over there. We'll just smooth it all down, and there. Cover it all up. There we go. So, cool. That looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Good start to our final encounter. So where are our walls? Is that a wall? Ooh, that's a cool looking wall. Yeah, that's kind of neat, honestly. Again, these origin points are like way off to the side. I feel like we're gonna have some exposed gaps in here. Well, if we don't ever go up there, then it doesn't really matter. This is mostly just to... make a wall here. Archway. Not really covering up that gap there, though. Alright, that's pretty round looking. Alright. Yeah, we're just kind of covering up the gaps here. It's looking not too bad indeed. This kind of looks garbage. Asian steppes? Where are the Asian steppes? Or like the Mongols are from or something? History joke. Huh. Yeah, that's kind of... leave those. Yeah, let's get a cherry tree in front. Slap some cherry blossoms on it. Look at that. Yeah, there we go. Look at you. All right. All right. It's acceptable. All right. Let's just rotate both of these guys. Like facing the entryway. What do you guys think? You guys like that? Yeah, it's a cool tree. All free assets too. It's all part of the Infinity Blade pack. And maybe we'll just turn this. That doesn't look very good, does it? Yeah, sure. Why not? Good enough. So it kind of clicks up here. All right. See that paper thin wall there doesn't look good, but there's kind of a limit to how much I care. A little thing like this. That almost looks okay. All right. That's cool. You're seen. That's funny. There's like a whole thing here. Look at this. Wow. Huh. That's something. Hmm. Hmm. Like a chunk of a castle or something. Put it over there, maybe. Just kind of look cool. Just have it be little ruins out there or something. So when we start the game, this is all going to be like closed off, kind of, you know? That's kind of the goal here. And after you get the vaccine, then we will open this thing up and maybe where do those bars go? These things here. Maybe these bars. I don't know. Just get rid of them. This looks pretty good though. Like, what do you guys think? Like, for just like a, you know what I mean? Like just for like a little 20-minute like little, you know, end of the year project. Like, it's looking pretty good. Very cool, gamers. Looking pretty good. So basically, after we kind of win over there, this will open up, and then it'll come through here, like a Coliseum or some sort. Let's see what other kinds of pieces we could use here. What are these things? These are Coliseum piece F. So there's like, it's like building with Legos, you know what I mean? Like you just kind of like click these things together and kind of work them out a little bit. This guy is Coliseum piece B. Coliseum awning. Yeah, we'll probably need one of those things over here. There, maybe something like that. Got a gap there, but let's see in PC. So I'm just editing the coordinates by hand to sort of get everything put together. You. Whatever. And then need one more chunk. Coliseum. Doesn't have quite the right angle on it, does it? Not exactly lining up. Just need like a something in there. That's look very good. I mean, I do like that. Let me slide this guy over here. The distance. Good enough. What do you guys think? So we've got here a doorway. We're going to walk in. We're going to be in an arena. These pieces don't quite match up. I don't care. Ooh, these things are... Yeah, well, that's fine. There we go. That's actually looking not bad. There's some gaps here that I'd want to fill in, but yeah, there we go. So we got that. It should be like a floor tile or something. Floor rating. Courtyard E. Not bad. It's not bad at all. Hmm. So I've got the concrete sticking up is actually from the courtyard tile, and that's like popping up through the floor here. There. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. I think the courtyard actually looks a little bit better. Like that. Good place for a fight, you know. It's a coliseum. It should be paved, you know. So. Things aren't lined up right. But, again, good enough. Okay, so let's get this done. So we've got our things built. Did these things finish downloading? Let's see here. Looks like they're all done. So tons and tons of free assets out there. This thing here, we'll just have it terminate in like a full-on like castle or something. Where'd that guy go? Where'd he go? Cool. All right, so let's get the bad guys in. So Paragon Boris.
I don't want explodable catch. No more.
Okay, got those. Got the animation blueprint and the player character. Save this, by the way. Anim blueprint. Let's do that. Pretty solid. All right. Player character. Auto possess AI placed in the world or spawn. Auto possess player, no. AI controller, AI controller. Do we have anything better than AI controller? We don't. So we're gonna need to write a AI for our boss here. Does not compile. Warning. What's the matter? Access lookup. Input access turn. Input access lookout. Yeah, we don't want it getting mouse input. Actually, let's just delete that. And that. Yeah, this is all like if the player is controlling it, and none of this is actually what we want. This is if we're the player character as Boris. So none of that we want actually. So we'll keep this stuff in here. Maybe next time. I don't know how much time we're gonna have for today, but we might be able to get these like animation montages and things playing. Now, if that's gonna be a Visual Studio, that little maneuver is gonna set us back 10,000 years. Okay. It's like it has like animations for these different things, but it looks pretty cool, honestly. So save that. Put them out here. Yeah, I don't want to fight that guy. Alright, let's go back into, where is it? I'm going to put some bars back this way so that the illusion cannot be spoiled. We don't really have anything. Second. You guys understand, like, we don't really have anything back here, and so I'm just gonna block it off so you can kind of like see through it, and that circle thing kind of looks bad, so delete it. It looks like there's a... No, I guess that's good. Okay. Neat. Alright, so let's make a game. So... maybe you have to kill 3 zombies, because that zombie on the roof's gonna be plausible. So let's maybe just like take this guy off the roof here and like put him down, run loose, you know. So we'll have some zombies, and so when you try to pick up the vaccine, maybe the vaccine can't be picked up until you've killed all 4 zombies, right? So let's do this. This is the corner frame blueprint. Is that really the name of it? Corner frame blueprint? That's a vaccine BP. Good. Okay, so if somebody begins overlapping, if it's a player currently, it picks up the key to the cure. But let's not allow that to happen. So if there's still zombies in the world, so let's say hit actors of class, and we're going to get all zombie BP in the world. And what we're going to do is we're going to say if there's any zombies left in the world, we are going to not allow them to pick up the vaccine. So just move all this stuff over to the right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this array, and I'm just going to get the size of the array. And that is going to give us a number, and that's how many zombies are in the world. So I'm just going to drag this out and print string. And I'm just going to print. So right now, currently, all we're going to do is we're just going to print how many zombies are in the world. And the reason for that is I want to make sure that the numbers are getting reported properly, because there could be like some zombie off in La La Land somewhere. So I just want to get an accurate thing. So we're going to come over here and get rid of my face. There you go. Yeah. I need to work on that. Yeah, I need to fix that Niagara effect. Okay.
Bruh.
Still alive. Nice. Just have to not get shot by any of these guys. Is this guy still around? Alright, if this guy touches me, I'm gonna die. Let's see if I can do this. No, it's too dangerous. Uh-oh. They figured out doors. Oh, got him. Alright. So now when I touch it, it should say 0. Perfect. Okay. So what we want to do is let's get this game done. So branch. If the number of zombies is less than or equal to, let's say if it's less than or equal to 1, I don't want to have to like kill all of them necessarily, right? Make it a little easier on me. Sometimes these guys will just wander off and you don't know what to do. So if the number of zombies is less than or equal to 1, then, and it's a person that picked it up, we add key to the cure here. And then we're good. So we have key to the cure. And so then we'll come over to here. And the door we will turn into a blueprint. So we'll click on that. We'll click on you, and we're going to call you the final door BP. And we will save this not into meshes. We will save this in build. Okay. And there's our door. And basically we want on touch. So none of this stuff here. I'm going to have event hit. If the other person casts to third person character. So if the other person that touches us is the player, then we will get their inventory. And from the inventory, we will get the key to the cure. What is it called? Find is empty, keys, length, values, contains work. If they contain key to the cure, and I need to make sure I spell that properly. Let's move this over here. And vaccine. It's called key to the cure. I'm just going to copy this exactly. Okay. And hit paste. So if it contains key to the cure, then and we should check to see if it's set to true, but it should not be set any other way, I don't think. So we will just do a branchy poo on this. So if they contain the key to the cure, then we will just destroy ourselves, right? Or we do a montage or timeline of the door opening, but whatever, we're running out of time. And then we can like play a sound or something. Play cue, play sound at location, and we'll get our location. So at our location, we will play
I give back. I don't want. Punch. Tryon style. Need more mana. Not enough energy. No.
That's a funny one. No.
Cannot. No. Sorry. I can't. Wait for recharge. Explodable. Boom. Smoked. Explodable. Take this. Catch. Take this. I give you. You're welcome. From Boris.
I like that. All right. Hey, Mom, we have a Reinhardt at home. That's funny. So Boris will call out something when we touch it, and yeah. So basically, if the person contains key to the cure, it'll work. If not, then we will play sound at location, same location, and we will say no.
Cannot.
Cannot.
Cannot. No.
I like that one. No. All right. And now let's test to see if it works. So let's just sprint on over there. try opening the door, go across the bridge. The particle effects actually look not bad. They don't look bad. They're not the best I've seen. Nothing. Nothing's happening. That's the Unreal Curse. Okay. All right. Let's try this. Oh, it's not hitting anything. I wonder if it doesn't have a collision. No, it has a collision. Ooh, access none. We'll try to read. Access none. Access none. Funnel door BP. Execute event graph branch. Okay, here. So, right. Yeah, I can't do that. If it fails, then let's just. So it's triggering. Okay, so we know it's triggering. That's good. And we'll just use that to sprint. Nope. It is not triggering. Interesting. This is the fun part of Unreal Engine when things just don't happen. Event hit. This person. Oh, what happened to the sound here?
No.
I thought I set you. Okay, whatever. Maybe that's why it wasn't working.
No.
There we go. So it is working.
No. 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 No.
Alright. So the other person is failing to cast to. Oh, it's because they don't have the key to the cure. Right. Okay. Sure. Okay. Right. So it's actually working perfectly. I just didn't have the thing set. We can add a delay in there, so it can't do more than once a second or something. Sure, whatever. Actually, just do once. Easiest way of doing this. So if the person is not carrying the key to the cure, or if, yeah, actually that's fine, perfect. So if you walk up and you're not carrying the key to the cure, Boris will say no, and then that's it. So that should work. And I'm not going to worry about the balls touching it now because that was just to see if we can get the thing working. So that doesn't matter. Out of stamina. Let's sprint some more.
No.
And then it won't keep saying it, right? You see that? So then we just need to go get the
Bruh. Bruh. Bruh.
Bruh.
Is that already? Ah!
Bruh. Bruh.
Bruh. Bruh. Bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh. Bruh. Bruh.
It's a tricky one. Ah, hit my face.
Bruh.
There we go. Picked it up. Sweet. now that we have the key to the cure, we should be able to walk over here and engage in final combat. Mono a barrow. Like that. That's how we do it. And then we walk in here and engage in man to bear combat. Let's see if this thing even works. It's like the balls are actually. Let's see here. Let's get my face out of the way. It's okay, I guess. The balls are sort of like the collision on him is not very good, right? The balls aren't hitting him at all or something. Trace lines are hitting him, but the balls are not hitting him. Maybe they are. Yeah. Doesn't look like it. Okay. So, let's see here. Camera boom. Okay, so let's go ahead and find Boris over here. Paragon Boris. Characters. Heroes. Boris. Boris player character. Come over here and kill the camera boom. And the follow camera. Let's delete both of those off. See, his collision thing here is actually a fairly small part of his body. No. No. So we need to make this collision bigger, I think. Trouble is this mesh is a child of this, so if we scale that up, it might scale up the mesh as well. Let's see what we got here. 2, 2, 2. Yeah, you see that? See how the mesh got bigger? So we gotta scale you back down to size. Ooh. Well, a little chibi bear now, huh? I just gotta see what this looks like. Sorry for 1 second. All right. That's a little bit more reasonable, I guess. It's still not quite good enough. So, capsule component, we'll make 1.5. And mesh, we'll make 0.75. And that should be good. That's good enough. His head's sticking out a little bit. I could probably kind of center him a little better in there. Yeah, looks good enough. I mean, we're making a boss, not a player character, so should be good. Okay. So, what we want. How much time do we have left? We're kind of out of time for today. Got all these things here. Like, so he's got like these different like attacks. That's kind of cool, right? So I kind of want to keep those, right? Like, you know, so he runs through those. Reset combo. So I kind of got this code that I kind of want to reuse a little bit. So basically, when you keep clicking, it's going to rotate through the 4 different attack animations. I don't think we need really any of that, honestly. I just kind of want to hang on to these montages. Okay, so let's make a variable called health. And this is a float. I don't know if it needs to be public, but whatever. All right, so health will default to be 100. And then I'm just going to steal the zombie BP code. Go to Bill, zombie BP. And I'm just going to do this. Paste it. Comment. Take damage. So basically on any damage, we get our health. And I just want to make sure. Copy and pasting variables oftentimes does not work. So, and then we will set health. Because you're copying it from like a different blueprint. And so sometimes those things just don't work very well. All right. And you, if you are less than or equal to 0, we'll come over here. And then if he dies, then it's game over. So we'll play a sound. You win or something like that, like fanfare.
I don't want.
I don't want.
Boo. Take this. From Boris. Say go up. How are you, bloody? I am good bear. Good bear.
Good.
I like people.
I
Are
like it.
strange and sometimes try to kill you, but I like them to say, sorry,
That's Borth.
mistakes. No. Bad. Sorry. Bad.
Bad. There you go. Oh, yeah, okay.
Mistakes. No.
Oh, so the sound cue is actually a random one. Sweet. Okay, so that'll play a random death sound when he dies. And then if he gets hurt, then we will play a sound. Location. Probably should do a play sound location for that one too. So Boris. Catchphrase, Boris death. We have a pain sound. A lot of times I'll do like a pain sound. All right, that works. We'll do that one, and we will get our location. Death. Okay. So if he dies, he'll do that. And then it will yourself. Okay. And then if he gets hurt, it'll just play a sound. Okay. Make a fishing game. Yeah, that'd be cool. My wife loves fishing games. Like she turns World of Warcraft into a fishing game somehow. I'm not really sure how. Like Final Fantasy, like was it 14 or 15? Like she turned it into a fishing game. Like she's like, I want to fish. I'm like, all right, here you go. And then she'll spend like an hour catching fish. I don't know. It's fun for her. Like she was like level 20 in World of Warcraft and was like in the high level zones, and like Alliance would come by and like think about if they wanted to kill her. And she's just sitting there like fishing as level 20, and they just like shrug and walk off. Okay. Not side quests, just purely fishing. Just everything fishing. Okay. So we got a damage system now on Boris. Let's probably test that out. Oh. And Blueprint failed. Ooh. Oh, geez. Yeah, the animation blueprint, huh? Yeah. I deleted all those things, huh? Probably shouldn't have deleted them. Yeah, don't need those. There we go. Okay. Easy, just delete them. Alright, so let's go. Oh, and this guy is a little bit below the ground because I was messing with the scale a little bit. There we go. And so, who needs a vaccine when you can walk around the lake? So, let's see if I can get in, actually. I might have made this too, yeah, okay, here we go. Can we walk in? Yes. Okay. Can't walk back out. Oh.
Second chance.
There we go. So we got death working for him, damage working. The balls are not touching him properly, though. So let's take a look at our ball shots. Where's that? Start projectile. No, it's not. Where are we shooting? Just using like the first person. Yeah, first person projectile match. Maybe. Is that what we're shooting? BP third person character. Hit scan weapon. I do want to mess with those Niagara things. Where's our projectile weapon? So it is a BP first person projectile. Okay. Alright. No, I have a meeting at 3 o'clock. I actually have to get to it. Alright. Hit, other, apply damage, branch. Is it simulating physics? It adds impulse. Maybe that's why I pushed it. Other is valid. It applies damage. I mean, it's trying to push the guy, but it's not doing damage to him because this isn't working. The other is valid. The other guy should be valid. I don't know why. I don't know why that's not working. Breakpoint. Zoom. Breakpoint. Resume. That hit the wall, I think. I have a name on it. It pushed him, but these things don't have names. That's not reason. Anything that hits, it should be just flat applying 50 damage. Like, we're not checking to see. It's not. It's like anything that's valid is taking 50 damage. It should inflict damage on Boris, but he's not taking damage. It's hitting the walls. Does he have a collision? He has a collision. I mean, the... Set him to block all and see if that makes a difference. There's occasional weirdness, like you can have like people like ignore certain kinds of trace lines and certain kinds of events. I'm just going to set it to block all and see if that makes a difference for the projectiles. And then I gotta get to my meeting. There we go.
Boris make mistake.
Boris make mistake. There we go. Yeah, so collision settings, always fun to mess with, right? Because you can give, you know, different responses to different kinds of things. And so it's probably ignoring the collisions with the ball. That's what was happening. So there we go. That is a good place to kind of end for today. So what we did today was kind of put together the finishing touches on the fall 2022 project. We now have a final boss area. We've got a quest. If somebody wants to make some graphics for like a victory screen or something like that, we can do that. The victory screen, a loss screen, I can add that into the game. And then we got a real game. We just need to do next time like some boss animations and conflicts and things like that. And have them fight us, and then we got a game. All right, so yeah, maybe that'll be your homework for today. Make a victory screen, 2D MS Paint. Make a victory screen and make a loss screen, game over screen. So it can be as good or as bad as you want. But my favorite ones, whichever it is, will be the ones incorporated into the official fall 2022 game. Okay. If you didn't have serious out in your art skills, I said MS Paint. I didn't say anything good. So use your creative thoughts there and see what you can do. Okay. So I got a meeting at 3. I got a jet. But thanks for coming out, everyone. Work on your projects, work on your mods. Get them done. There's no final in this class. You just need to get your work done. So motivate, keep going. All right. Peace out, everyone.